Oh no.
Well, looky here. The whole bunch of them in one place.
Our job of painting these streets red just got a lot easier.
Aaron.
Those bastards. Even if it's the last thing I do, they're gonna...
They'll pay! They'll make them all pay!
That's with the cold shoulder to the kid. He's been sulking about it.
Simply put, AUN is a complex organization. This crisis presents an opportunity to let external woes reveal internal wounds. Perhaps you will understand this too in due time.
Well, if the elders say we aren't acting today, then that is that. You're here to visit him too, Walker-eyed. Wait, that's one of Aaron's friends. Did he survive the attack? The fact that he's still breathing is nothing short of a miracle. So he's going to make it? His condition looks stable at least. He's gonna wake up anytime soon? I don't know. The boy is yet to regain consciousness. He just barely managed to hang on. There's a limit to what I can do here. I plan on having him moved to a hospital immediately. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Trails Through Daybreak, where, I gotta say something right quick. You can get, like, a massive... Look, first off, trailers for the game. Where we already spoil a pretty massive character in the game? But when you go to Archive and go to Trails Series Glossary, when you hit Factions and Organizations, there is a pretty big spoiler of a character who shows up. So, like, damn. What a way to do that. But I mean, I guess if you're really thinking about it, if you're even going into these, you know you haven't played the games. So that's part of the problem. Anyway, I didn't finish my Brew Reflection recordings today because there's something that's going on in Brew Reflection that is making me dislike one of the characters. And also, I'm at a boss fight, so I want to fight it on hard difficulty, and that one character is already annoying me, like I said, and I don't want to start off my recordings being angry, when especially because I have to do the voiceover stuff. I'm trying to hold back the bad language as much as I can until someone like Van or Aaron starts swearing, and then I kind of have to do it because, well, they're not voiced themselves, so someone's got to do the voice. And it's early in the day still, so I'm going to get that done. And it doesn't look like Winston, even though he's on right now, is going to be doing anything with me until probably later, so... Let's get to business.
Welcome.
First, you don't have anything too interesting. I heard those gangsters were involved in the Eastern Quarter murders. To think those guys would go that far. This thing's turning into a hot mess.
The next boat's arriving at...
I arrived here this morning only to learn that there were some gruesome murders last night. We're willing to provide whatever aid the people need. If there's chaos in the Republic's major harbors, it'll definitely have a trickle-down effect on Elysium. I have no clue what happened in the Eastern Quarter last night. All I know is that it's drawn the cops and Navy's attention away from here. It's time to strike while the iron's hot. We don't normally do our trade business in the day, but we can't pass this opportunity. I heard people in the Eastern Quarter were murdered in cold blood. Ugh, a chill just ran down my spine. I wonder if it was the Mafia that was behind it. Sure they wouldn't pick a fight with the Navy, right? Hopefully Glassay will protect me. I heard some people got killed on Hayaway's turf last night, but no one's talking about that. Whether that happened or not, though, I've got to continue monitoring them.
Okay.
A brawl in the harbor and a murder in the eastern quarter. What is this world coming to? Fortunately, this had no effect on the business trade and commerce with the Central East. We have to keep this well-oiled machine running. I have to look through
Heading
all
to
of
the
Newtown,
objective.
I believe. Right? Yes, I do.
Hey, did you see? There's a new movie!
I heard there was an incident last night in the eastern quarter. People have been talking all about that weird fog. I hope my friends over there are okay. We could see the fog that covered the eastern quarter from here. It was unsettling. Evidently there were murders that happened within that fog. Can't blame people for being cagey this morning. I wouldn't be in the mood to go to the movies either. Everyone's talking about some weird mist or whatever, but I'm too busy having an existential crisis to care.
Welcome.
It's like I'm stuck in a never-ending time loop of work and buying ready-made food. I caught a glimpse of the chaos unfolding in the eastern quarter while I was heading home from work. I was so distracted that I ended up making a mistake with the seasoning for dinner. My husband and son coughed so hard they started tearing up. I haven't seen that in years.
Please, step on up.
Apparently people were murdered in the eastern quarter. All the customers today have come in with their heads hung low. I've got to work even harder so I can put smiles back on their faces.
Thank you for visiting the Cowan department store.
Last night sounded like it was pretty awful. What was with that mist, anyway? We never usually get that at this time of year. And then we had those murders at the same time. Can that really be a coincidence? I've been receiving multiple orders for self-defense weapons after last night. To be honest though, I don't know if they will be useful against the Mafia. And for the record, those scoundrels definitely weren't using any of my products.
Welcome. Thank you for visiting the Cowan.
Last night was rough. I heard there were casualties. When something like this happens, I'm always worried I'll be caught up in Hayaway's business. They're way too scary. But I'm more terrified of the thugs that are out and about. Maybe Hayaway's a necessary evil after all. Go down here first. There were civilian casualties. It's hard not to feel like we failed them. The braces are doing everything they can to bring the situation to an end. But at this point, we may need to call the main office and request some backup. I'm going to pull through all this info we have on Armada one last time. That strange mist mentioned in last night's report is concerning. It's possible that it's somehow connected to the strange phenomena that transpired in Creedle Village. We need to band together and figure out what Armada's up to. You know, I think I've said it before, I gotta say it again.
Alrighty.
No game at all tops NPC dialogue, and I don't mean story related, side quest related, I mean just world dialogue, other than the Trails series. Constantly changing dialogue, a whole story of their own. Like, dude, nothing tops dialogue of normal Trails NPCs.
You there! How's some pasta sound?
When my son and I were heading home last night, we saw the fog in the eastern quarter. I panicked and tried to rush home, but in the middle of our run, I lost my balance and nearly fell. Thankfully, my son was there to break my fall. When did he become so dependable? He's growing up so fast. I should make more of an effort to play with him. We need to enjoy the time we have together. On the way home last night, Mommy tripped. I was scared, so I held her hand really tight and stopped her from falling. I gotta look out for Mommy. I don't want her to get hurt.
Well, where to next?
Everyone's fraught with worry over last night's events. I'm hoping my pasta can cheer people up a little. When I'm down, a bowl of noodles always perks me right up. Pasta, buckwheat, and Eastern noodles will all do the trick. I just want pasta to make a difference in the city. Maybe it can do so by bringing smiles back to people's faces.
Looking for something to drink? Really?
I'm down in the dumps after what happened yesterday. Maybe I should take the day off. I'm sure one of the other part-timers could take over my shift. But the pasta guy's still going strong. Never mind, I feel guilty if I threw in the towel.
While I was heading to my sauna last night, the street erupted into chaos. My body moved on its own and I managed to save some people. When the things hit the fan, having martial artist training can come in handy. That's why it's important to train your mind and body constantly, even in retirement.
AOA got the jump on us on the on-site inspection, but we at least managed to catch a glimpse of the weapon's traces. You think the Almana executives are still there?
I can't say for certain, but we should still be ready for anything. I checked the roads and the railroad, but there were no signs that they left the city. My hunch tells me their hideout isn't too far away.
Understood. I'll need to do some more digging to find out where it is, but I'm sure Elaine will have pinpointed it before me. Thanks for the info. By the way, I'm sure she's putting it to good use.
Don't mention it. All I did was pass along what I heard, nothing more.
I was just exchanging info with Detective Dart. We were partners back when I was a cop. Most of the top brass is terror-strucken by Heiue, but there's still some people left on the force who've got some backbone. In my opinion, the cops and the bracers need to do some work hand in glove. That's the way forward for us.
The police and the bracers agreed to work together on this case. I'm glad I get to work alongside Hornet again. It's just like old times.
Welcome!
I heard people from the Eastern Quarter were murdered last night. Kawano's heart is aching over this. He said we're going to stay open so that we can cheer everyone up with our food. I need to learn from his example and get my act together. If I want to open my own place for the future, I'll need his mental fortitude.
I heard all about the incident in the Eastern Quarter. It truly pains my heart. I've been trapped in a whirlwind of trouble since coming here, but it hardly compares to the tragedy that befell those kids. I don't know if I'll find myself face to face with danger too, but I'm not going to flee. I will stay right where I am.
So Hanson, do you think you could weave trade between Wayngport and Boston Company?
I believe we can. The powers that will find it favorable, I'm sure. Many dealers in the borough prefer not to do business with the Calhoun Group subsidiary company, So I believe your proposal makes perfect sense. It has the potential to boost everyone's profits.
Excellent. Glad we're on the same page. We too are thinking about lessening our reliance on Kowloon.
This will surely help us improve our standings in the borough.
Agreed.
I have hope that the first fruits of our new partnership will yield a high return for everyone involved.
I know I keep changing voices, shut up. Heiue hasn't crushed Kowloon's operations, but certainly has a stranglehold over them. That's why we can't continue to rely on them. We have to find our own path forward. So we're choosing to build roads to future success by partnering with international enterprises.
Like many businesses in our borough wish to conduct more international trade. That said, some of them are expressly against trading with Langport due to its ties to Heiue, though I believe we are on the right track now.
You know, I tell you, I am super excited for the Trails in the Sky remakes. And so glad they're not a Nintendo Switch exclusive. Due to the chaos in the Eastern Quarter, the Kowloon Financial Bank has entered its multiple emergency meetings. Maintaining economic stability in Langport is one of our directives. We need to respond promptly to prevent the economy from going into freefall. There was an incident in the Eastern Quarter last night. People have been at a loss. I'll have to be sensitive to that while doing my job.
So this is the Great Spire, huh?
Is it true that there was an incident last night in the Eastern Quarter? I've never seen fog that dense before, so I snapped a few photos. Was that insensitive? The sight of the fog mixed in with the moon made for some captivating shots, but there was something creepy about it all, too.
During my meeting with Mr. Hongfa, I learned yesterday's financing issue was postponed, but they're at least taking our planning into consideration. Speaking of Mr. Hongfa, when I first got in touch with him, he thought I was Easton. People make that mistake all the time thanks to my name. But I don't have a drop of Easton blood in me.
I take back everything I said about Darren yesterday. He noticed I was really scared last night, so he grabbed my hand and led me back to the hotel. Then he comforted me and told me he'd protect me at all costs.
Something happened in the eastern quarter yesterday. Honestly, I was pretty terrified. I could see the fog all the way from here. Then I looked over at Kadyusha and saw she was petrified. That's when I knew I needed to man up. It's been a long time since I last comforted her like that.
The Cowan Group has been holding emergency meetings in light of last night's events. We don't want to inconvenience any of our guests, so we're trying to handle the situation. I didn't realize you were here, Ashin. Oh, it's you guys. I'm sorry about earlier. Feels like I sort of pushed everything onto you.
Don't worry about it. If I felt like you were being unreasonable, I wouldn't have taken the job. Anyway, I know you guys are probably investigating this whole thing on the down low. Has Hayaway snibbled out any clues?
Snibbled out? A few, but nothing that would tell us about Aaron's whereabouts.
Damn. What about Almada then?
All we know about them is that they haven't made any moves since last night. We have no idea where they're hiding. Where could they be?
Don't know. It's possible they aren't even in Langport anymore.
You think?
Might have bailed so they could get out of Hayaway's reach. And now that they've stained their hands with civilian blood, the guild's gonna be out on them too.
Do you really think Almada would just back down like that?
Doubtful. But it's not impossible either.
Actually, I do think it's impossible. And I can tell you why, if you'd like. By all means! There have been no sightings of gangsters since last night. We have eyes on every road leading out of Langport, so if they had escaped, we would know. I can guarantee they're still in Langport.
Hard to picture a bunch of low-life gangsters evading Hayaway's surveillance network.
Well, I guess that settles that. Sorry I can't answer your other questions.
Hey, all good. Having confirmation on that alone is huge for us, so we should be thanking you. Keep us in the loop if anything changes.
Of course. I'm going to be talking with some other people about this, so hopefully I'll have more to share later. I'm going to ask Baba if he knows anything about Almada. Then I'll hit up some more connections. I wouldn't be surprised if they had multiple hideouts, but as far as I know, Hayaway hasn't been able to find any of them. Hopefully we can find them before Aaron does.
Off we go.
Give me a break.
So dangerous
All right.
these days.
Nothing to do.
What is that?
Damn it.
Oh, frightening.
What is that? Damn it, how frightening. Oh, how could I be drinking after last night? I was gonna challenge Aaron's friends to some gambling.
I hate this kind of stuff. I hope those mafia goons rot in hell. I wish there was more I could do to help, but maybe I could win Posse in a hand. As far as dealing with those rat bastards, I'll just have to pin my hopes on Jack and that redhead kid. Can't rely on Hayaway, it seems. This'll be a lot easier if they just step in.
Some regulars of mine were among last night's victims. I feel so helpless behind this counter. I'm not like you or Jack. All I can do is watch this place. I've got a nasty feeling about all this. If you guys are planning to dig around, be careful. Hey, Jack. You look better than you usually do at this time of morning? I'll take that as a compliment. I just figure that now's not the best time to be hungover.
How are you guys holding up? We're doing okay, given the circumstances. What about you? I won't lie, I'm pretty shaken up. Some of the victims were regulars of ours. But you don't need to worry about me. I'll be fine.
If you say so. Is there anything you can tell us about the victims? A little.
So probably nothing you don't already know. The thing they all had in common was that they were friends of Aaron's. And now he's out for blood. Either he wants to get revenge for him, or he wants to make a declaration of war on A. I'm worried about him flying off the handle and doing something he's gonna regret. You guys have any idea where he is? Has he dropped by? Well, we haven't been able to locate him, no. Could be that he's at the clinic. They're treating the sole survivor of the attack as we speak. Might be worth checking that place out. Nah, we already went. They said we just missed him. Well, I don't have any other info for you. Wish I could have been more helpful. Nah, it's cool. If you learn anything new, hit me up. You got it. Alright, that's it for this area. Shame we didn't learn anything worthwhile.
So what's our next move?
I think we're gonna have to resort to venturing further into enemy territory.
By enemy territory, do you mean the Mesodum Trading Company building?
That's right. It's a risky play and it might end up just being a waste of time, but we don't got any other options. Watch your backs and don't get too far ahead of me.
Understood. Got it. I understand how he feels. I'm fuming too. Jack's handling it a little better, but yeah, it's a tough day for everyone. Get away from there. Don't worry about us, though. For now, you need to focus on finding Aaron and tracking those murderers down. I'm sorry we don't have much information to offer. We'll try to gather some while you're doing your thing.
You're not the only ones who are worried about Aaron. I'll touch base with my sources and see if I can get any info. Might also get some leads on Hayway and A, which is a whole other minefield. If those two go to war, the safe haven won't be so safe anymore.
Okay, well, now we just head on straight to
Then
where we
let's
need to
head
go.
over.
Hey, did you see?
Whoops.
Movie.
I'm not trying to go into the movie theater.
You'll never believe what happened.
I want to save my... No, I don't think I need to save. It's nothing I can change anyway. If all were as it seemed, this would be Almada's home base. Yeah, but I don't think anyone's here anymore.
Probably jumped ship early to avoid fighting Hayway. Still, our troublemaker might be in there right now.
Are we going to infiltrate the facility then?
That's what I'm thinking. Keep an eye out for traps, got it?
Of course. This is definitely trespassing. I suppose now's not really the time to be arguing. Oh. What are you doing here?
When'd you become the breaking and entering type?
Never. The police supplied us with a warrant. In light of last night's tragedy, the guild can no longer stand by idly. I was hoping to find a lead here, but alas, it's completely empty inside. Is that so? Do you think they moved to a new base then? I don't think this place was ever their primary base to begin with. Nothing inside suggests that it was ever used as an office. Though, there were plenty of thugs that used to hang around here.
A word old dummy company, huh?
Indeed. However, the fact that even the thugs have left must mean something. They were likely involved with what happened last night.
Sure. Even if all the pieces ain't clicking quite yet.
I'm of the same mind. What do you mean? What happened to those boys was no fight. It was a slaughter. One look at their bodies told the whole story.
This ain't any average thugs that we're dealing with. They seem more like the murdering type. Whoever tore up those bodies didn't show a lick of restraint. Honestly, I don't know if real Armada goons would be capable of that.
I concur. Those wounds bother me even more than the mysterious fog that suddenly rolled in. That said, I fear we may see worse bloodshed yet. I'm going to investigate another potential lead. If you intend on continuing on this case, please be careful. The Mesodum Trading Company might not be our only enemies.
She's got enough to worry about herself.
I know she's strong, but will she be okay investigating like this? Couldn't we work alongside her?
Well, we'll cross that bridge if we come to it.
So should we go back and look for ourselves?
Nah, if she didn't find anything, we won't find anything. And she would have mentioned if she found anything about Aaron.
I just don't understand where he could have run off to. How is it? How is it that even Hayaway doesn't know where he is? Both him and those thugs disappearing at the same time can't be a coincidence. There's no evidence of them leaving the city, right?
Nope, but that's an important fact. They always got eyes all over this city. There are still blind spots. I mean, we're talking about a city with a population of 550,000. Not to mention the naval base.
There's no way we can search everywhere top to bottom.
I'm sure that's what Hayaway is doing right now. But we ain't Hayaway, so we gotta think outside the box. Alright, this should work.
Are you accessing the orbital network? What are you looking at?
A real estate. I'm checking to see if anything else went down when Armada brought this place.
Oh, real estate? Is there fake estate too?
Bingo. A huge warehouse at the docks got rented out almost the exact same time as this office. Can't see exactly where or who the client is, but I ain't complaining. We've got ourselves a lead.
So essentially, this Mesodum Trading Company is a ruse meant to divert attention from the warehouse. Because that is where Armada's anti-Hayaway forces are stationed. Oh, I see.
Spot on. Time to hustle, gang.
But we don't know where we're going, or who rented the facility. Are we going to ask the realtor who brokered the deal?
Bad idea. If Armada really did rent the place, there's no way the realtor will blab. They just end up dead. Hell, for all we know, they've already been silenced.
Armada is cool enough to do something like that?
I got a better plan anyway. We're headed to the one guy who's got a better nose for this city than me. A certain lousy drunk of a gambler with low blood pressure and a partner whom might as well have him by the leash.
Oh, I don't think he'd appreciate that description of himself.
Taking off now.
Hey, Jack, you got a sec? Well, look who decided to drop by. Been a little busy, as you might imagine. Let's get straight to it. The big warehouse was rented out the same day as the Mesodum Trading Company that moved in across town. I want to know where it is, and who the renter is. Had a feeling this might happen.
What?
Aaron asked us the exact same thing this morning.
He told us not to mention his visit, but since you know so much, there's no point hiding it now. He was here? We finally found his trail.
As for the place, I started paying attention when the realtor went belly up under suspicious circumstances. That was about 3 weeks ago, around the end of August. Keeping track of these kind of things is a side hustle of mine, so I kept my ears open and got a list of the realtor's other properties.
Imagine my shock noticing the guy croaked the same day Mesodum Trading Company moved in. The place was rented out by another realtor, so I didn't put the pieces together until our red-headed friend came knocking. So Aaron's been following the same line of logic, and the realtor did end up being silenced after all.
So, come on, where is it? And who rented it out? Starting with question 2, it was rented by the Tharbad Transportation Company.
Tharbad? As in the city in southeast Calvard? That's right, some call it the gate to the Central East. It makes sense that you're familiar with it.
Another generic company name, huh? But this one's a dummy too.
Probably. When I looked into it, there were no records of a company registered with that name. I never did figure out why they picked Tharbad of all places, though.
Could have chose with a map and a dartboard for all we know. Anyway, back to question 1. Let me send the location to your Zypha. Ain't you prepared? Hold on. It's at the wharf right next to the new town?
Really? But I don't remember seeing anything strange the last time you were there.
Alright, let's get a move on. Aye aye! Thank you both for your help.
I hesitated about telling you guys, to be honest.
Aaron moved like a man possessed when he was here. Given what happened, I can't really blame him. Please help him through all this if you can.
That's the plan. The Wu family already requested the same thing.
We want to help him, of course. You can count on us.
Go, go, go! The warehouse should be close by, right?
Yeah, just need to take a left at the corner, and then another left at the three-way junction.
Got it.
This is the place. Better make sure we're ready before we head in.
There's literally no reason to hold off. I've got all the gear I can, and have leveled up as much as possible. We'll probably do more level grinding by the end of this chapter. This is where they've been hiding.
Yeah, I'm on this base on the front lines for fighting Hayway. But if so, why ain't I sensing any people here? Wait, there is something faint.
Oh, look at that! The lock is broken.
Looks like someone busted in. Judging by how clean that cut is, they used the Gekka technique.
That's the school of martial arts Aaron practices.
Let's roll, gang.
Over there! Looks like pieces of those mechanical monsters were met in the fog last night. Judging by the way they were destroyed, we must be in the right place.
Yeah, those are freshly minced, too. Or does that like to call for backup, Fred? We don't got that time. Seeing a lot of bots, but no goons. I gotta be deeper in with Aaron. Remember to stay on your toes in here. There may be some surprises waiting for us.
Roger! Let's find Aaron before it's too late.